it's on Urban Jazz Radio. It's called Engage Lunchtime Chat. So it's a talk show, it's a business talk show. It's again another platform that we've extended from the networking event where you can promote your business. So you get, for a discounted £20, it's not going to last forever. Woo, you see, my sister there, she's definitely getting the hint.
Done it.
Yes, you have. But yes, you get for £20, you get at least up to half an hour. How long did you get?
I've got value for money.
So yeah, she got a bit more of a half an hour. But that was such an engaging conversation. I'm happy it wasn't any less than it was. And you also get free promotion. So leading up to the radio program, if you send us what we asked for, we add that to our promotional material, and we promote your business as you know, freely as part of your booking. And you also
from there for
ads on the radio.
Yeah.
Yes. So
if you've got a promotional ad,
if you've got a promotional ad, you
as
can
well.
speak to us, and we can definitely get that onto the radio show. And you know, like I said, so you get a copy of the recording as well. Again, all part of the £20. It's not one of these things you pay 20 and then the price keeps rising. It's literally a flat fee. But we are looking for sponsors. We've got different sponsorship package. You ask about the ads. That's a general part of the sponsorship package. But it doesn't have to. Like if you wanted the ad on the show, you don't have to put the sponsorship package, but if you did, then that's the standard included in it. So our sponsorship package starts from, I think it's £89, £90 upwards, and there is lots that's involved. So if you are interested, then speak to me and I can give you more information about that. Good as Gold also have a membership scheme. So for £10 a month, you get a range of discounts. And one of the key benefits is that you get to attend the event free of charge. As long as you're a member, every single month you get to come here free of charge. You know, it's instead of spending £10 to buy a ticket to come here, you basically get it as a standard part of the membership scheme.
can you still bring a friend?
No, that's the only thing. So if you wanted to bring a friend, then yeah, book the ticket. But with the membership scheme, it comes with other benefits as well. So you might want your friend to book their own ticket, maybe.
Bring another friend.
Sorry, and bring another friend. Exactly. Right. So yeah, speak to me if you wanted to know more about the membership scheme or the radio show. And our next event, as I said before, is. Yeah, I've got that wrong. So where it says May 13th, that should say June 13th. But the next event, so basically it's on the second Tuesday of each month. If you check the second Tuesday, you can't go wrong with your dates. I say that, yes I did. But it's always going to be the same time, the same place. So just turn up here on the second Tuesday and you can be sure that we are going to be here. And as I said, the next topic is going to be on PR, you know, how it improves the brand and performance of your business. I also wanted to note, sister company Kings and Queens United runs relationship events. So if you're single, in a relationship, married, all the above or none, yeah, we run different relationship events. The next one is going to be on the 21st of May, and it's at Timbers Garden Restaurant, and there is a £5 discount for Gauge attendees. So you just enter Gauge in the booking on the Eventbrite, and you get the discount. Again, if that interests you, speak to me and I can send you directly the link. These are some of our main sponsors and partners at this moment, and it's a growing list. And this is where you basically can get in touch with us. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We're available by email and phone, and we've got a business WhatsApp group as well. So if you wanted to join it, feel free, where is the paper? There's a paper that we can collect your telephone number if you haven't already given it to us, and we can add you to the Good as Gold WhatsApp list. So yes, I feel like it's one of those times where I've spoken enough and it's time to pass on the crown. Yeah. So before we do, whilst we're getting the queens ready for their presentations, I'll just ask the audience in terms of financial game plan. Who knows what a financial game plan is? Who's ever had a financial game plan? No one here? Okay, I'll ask a different question. How many of us actively take the time to go through at least our income and expenses, manage how much we're spending, manage how much we're saving? How many of us does that actively, at least once a month?
Yeah.
Okay. See, no, you see these ones that's not putting up their hand, that's when the income's coming in and they're just spending like, I don't even need to check that account. I know the money's going to be there. So yeah, I probably need to speak to you guys to find out what, they say the best way is to have multiple forms of income. So I probably need to do whatever you guys are doing. So I don't have to check my account as well. Okay, and how many of us have, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years plans for the future? Yes? And we're actively working towards it? Okay, and the ones that haven't raised their hands, is that because you don't have, do you know what, I'm asking these questions, there's no wrong or right answer, might I add, and I just wanted to say that because I don't want it to feel like you have to have these things. So out of curiosity, the ones that haven't put up your hand, would you like to be in a position where you can develop sort of a 5-year, 10-year plan, something to work towards? Yes? Okay. All right. I feel like I've pried all your business enough. So I'm now going to pass it over to the queens. Please give them a round of applause, guys. Okay, just give us a minute and we'll get it up and running. It's like when you're trying to buy something with your card and you can't remember your PIN. Just reminding you all about tea and coffee, so we've got a quick minute, so if you wanted to grab yourself tea and coffee, feel free. It's in the kitchen, so £1, and you make as many as you want for the night. Isn't that right, Rachel?
Sorry, I need to put this on the table. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry about that. Just see little bags. Thank you very much.
Probably the sunglasses.
Where are you actually based? Should I move somewhere?
No, it's fine. You're good. You're good.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's what I text. I'm surprised to see you because I agreed that I'm
Yeah, raining, so
So wasn't expecting to see immigrants in this place.
Okay, good evening. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, but I don't think that's on.
It is on, but it needs to be louder.
It is on, I understand, right?
Tap it. Let me
It's
come
very
on.
faint. It's faint.
Very faint.
Did you? I'll turn it up a little. Did you guys? Were you guys hearing me properly?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I hope you weren't pretending that you were hearing me. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there was a bit of that, but
See if that's enough for you.
Hello, good evening.
Project
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
okay.
Hi. No, it's gone again. But anyway, is that better?
It was.
All right.
Hold it closer.
Hello.
Turn it up.
I'm kissing it if you go to the speaker.
Just hang on a minute ago.
It's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
No,
so-
it's the wire. It's the wire.
Hello, yeah.
I've got 20 minutes to do CCI on Friday.
Hello.
I was on
Hello.
time.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fiona McGee, and I'm a financial educator. First of all, thank you all for coming out this evening. I know you could be doing other things. Anyway, but just you being here says that obviously that you're curious enough to take time out of your busy schedule to hear about financial intelligence, financial education, and not only how you can improve your own situation, but how that can be filtered through to others. Before we actually get into the meat and bones of it, I'm just going to tell you a bit about my story, how I've come to be standing in front of you here this evening. I haven't always been a financial educator. I worked for the Ministry of Justice for 18 years. For 4 years, I started to teach financial education 4 years ago, alongside my full-time job, and loved it so much, saw how it benefited other people, and I now do this full-time. How did I get involved in this? Somebody came and introduced me to it, and for me personally, I wasn't in a bad situation financially. The only debt I have is my mortgage, and I regularly overpay on it. Yeah. However, I always felt that people that I deemed as doing significantly better than I was, I simply felt that they knew something that I didn't know. And when I had my own financial game plan done, if you like, I found that that was exactly the case. Do you realise that we spend approximately 14,000 hours in school, and not one of those hours is committed to teaching us about money or how money works? We learn things like, I don't know, algebra. How many people have used algebra since they left school? No? No, you see, there's always one. One weirdo in the group. Or dissecting a frog. How many people have done that? No. However, how many of us have used money since we left school?
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's somebody else's money, MasterCard, Visa, no. But we've all used money on a daily basis. Okay. So when we all start out, we all have certain goals, we have certain dreams, how we would like to build our lives going forward. We have a vision. We get a job, we move out of our parents' home, we start to, build our lives, start a family. and then something happens, something called life. And then we find that the money that we're earning restricts us in terms of what we can do in regards to our goals and dreams. So it can be different things for different people. Some people might love to have really great holidays and have a lovely family home. It can be charity work, yeah? It will be different things for different people, as I said before, but I haven't yet come across one person that hasn't wanted to be financially free. And what does that look like? What does that mean? For me personally, financial freedom simply means that I have options. I've got choices. And everybody wants that. Yeah? So what's the problem? Right now, as you know, we've been in a downturn since 2007. Redundancies are going up. VAT is up, university fees. How many of you have young children in universities or probably going in the future? This is all, causes a lot of concern for families because they'd like to know that their children are coming out without debt. Gas and electric going up, interest rates. Though the Bank of England base rate has been historically low for a long time, the interest rates on loans, credit cards, haven't really changed. 40% tax bracket is down for the most wealthy. Cuts in benefits. Right. Let's look at some of these headlines. 9 million are in serious debt and nearly half have struggled with repayments for more than a year. Household finances across the country appear worse than a year ago. 8 million Britons have no savings at all, study reveals. Is anything there that surprises anyone? Nothing there that is unusual. Yeah? How many of you know people like this? Typical UK household has less money than last year. 32% have no savings, and 9 million people are in serious debt.
Sorry, I'm just going to intervene. That first one,
Which one?
I'm feeling it. Is anyone else here feeling it at all? Seriously, less money than last year. I'm not. Oh, not right now.
No, I'm better now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But no, I just wanted to highlight that normally when I see these headlines, I don't really pay attention to them, but that one, I'm sitting on it.
That's, a situation for most people. Yeah, wages, have they moved in the last, 8 to 10 years? No, they haven't, yeah. Everything else is going up. Okay. Good marketing. One of the greatest marketing ploys of all time was taking the word debt, which has a negative connotation, and renaming it credit. Sounds good, doesn't it? Right. So let's look at credit cards. There's usually all sorts of bells and whistles that come attached to credit cards. They give you air miles. They'll give you discounts on petrol. They might call it rewards, freedom, all these positive things. But in reality, yeah, what should it really be for? It's a debt card. Yeah, it's a debt card in reality. Go broke, quick card. Yeah? Write this down now. When you go home, type into your Google search the history of the credit card. Yeah? Have a watch of that. And then make up your mind whether this was a good thing or not. Who was it good for? Yeah? Nobody but the banks. Okay. So the system that we're in is designed to keep us under the bondage of debt. When you get to 18 years old, what's coming through the letterbox? All these letters that the banks start sending 18-year-olds, which as far as I'm concerned, are still children, to be honest.
Starts with the university fees anyway.
There you go. Yeah? And it's also that they can start this process from a very young age and then keep you under the grip of debt. So before they've even started a family, got a mortgage, they're already thousands of pounds in debt. Yeah? Robert Kiyosaki. Who knows who this man is?
Yeah.
Right, okay. How many have read this book? Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay. Right. So the main reason people struggle financially is because they spent years in school but learned nothing about money. The result is that people learn to work for money but never learn to have money work for them. Yeah? How many people understand and know that you will never become financially free working for money? And what that is because there's only one of you. And there's only so much you can do in 24 hours. And in that time, you've also got to eat and sleep. Yeah? So, the 9-to-5 job then, which is where you go out to work for money, you exchange your time for money, is always going to be very limited. It was never meant to take you to financial independence. It was only ever meant to pay you just enough so that you can service your life. But you will always have to go back to collect the next paycheck. Yeah? Now what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, not necessarily in Rich Dad Poor Dad, but he's written another book, he talks about the 4 ways that you can earn an income. Yeah? The first way is as an employee, which is where most of us sit. Yeah? So that is where you have a job, and your income is based on the position that you hold. It's not based on you, your skills, your talents. Yeah? So how many of you in your workplace right now can think of people who come in after you? Yeah? They leave before you. However, at the end of the month, everyone's collecting the same pay packet. That's the position of an employee. Yeah? Then you have someone who is self-employed. Now, this is where someone owns their job, so they're a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a plumber, electrician. So they work for themselves, which is okay. You know, they are their own boss. But there's one problem with that position. Who can guess what that is?
When you're ill and you're unable to go into work, you can't actually work or get money or get paid. So, you know, being self-employed will have its challenges in that aspect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also limited to what the one person can do.
That's right. Absolutely. So therefore, self-employed people never go sick. Hardly ever take a holiday. Because no work means that there's no pay. Now let's move over to the right-hand side. This is someone that is a business owner. So they own a system, yeah? And they basically have others working for them. Now one that we're all very familiar with, that I can use it as an example, is McDonald's. You can walk into any McDonald's, ask for the business owner, not for the manager of the store, the owner. They're not going to be there. McDonald's has a system. You can go into any McDonald's anywhere in the world, and a Big Mac is going to be a Big Mac. And French fries are going to be French fries. Even the napkins that they give you are made from the same material. Yeah? As a matter of fact, you would legally not be able to buy your napkins from anywhere else. McDonald's will sue you. Because they have a system, and the system works. Yeah? So the person that owns the McDonald's is going to be on some beach somewhere, sunning themselves, because they have a system that is simply making money while they sleep. Now the fourth one is that of an investor. Now this is someone who has money working for them. Like I said before, when you work for money, there's only one of you. There's only a limited amount that you can do. Now an investor is someone who sends money out in the morning, and then that money comes back in the evening with some friends. Yeah? So they're making money while they are sleeping. Now, where do you think most people are on that quadrant? Left hand side or right hand side? Okay. Where do you think most people would like to be? Right hand side or right? Okay. So the challenge is then is that a lot of people don't know how to make that transition and to make it, you know, safely and responsibly. Now these stats have never changed. And I have to say that this slide was one that absolutely scared me when I first saw it, yeah? At the time, the retirement age was 65, it's now 67, and it's going up north, right? Because the plan is that we're simply going to keel over at your desk. You're not supposed to retire. Out of every 100 people that reach retirement age, only one of them is wealthy. Only 4 are financially independent, 41 are still working, and 54 are completely broke. Dead broke. Yeah? Those stats have never changed. Now, the top 2 represents 5% of the population. The bottom 2 represents 95% of the population. Now that I find very scary. Because I do not believe that people start their working life with the intention of being still working at retirement or being completely broke. Did any of you have that intention when you started working? No. But this is what I do believe happened. We believe what it said on the tin. We were told to go to school, get a good education, get a good professional trade, get a good job, work for 40 years, pay into the system, and then we're going to be taken care of, aren't we? We're going to get a pension. But more and more people are waking up at retirement age and realizing that's not happening. For as long as I can remember, every winter there is a headline, news story. Pensioners are choosing what? Between food and heat. I've heard of stories where pensioners are getting up in the morning, getting ready, going to the library to spend the day, or going to the shopping mall to spend the day, just so they can keep warm. Yeah? That's 95% of the population. So then, that tells me that the people at the top, they've done something completely different from the 95%. Otherwise, how else did they find themselves in that position? Now, who can give some ideas of what you think the top 5% of people did?
They come out in the system.
Invested, sorry?
I think they come out the system and invest in themselves.
Okay. So, in other words, they own a business.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
Put money in assets rather than liabilities.
Absolutely.
Just have a different mindset.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
Probably trading on the stock market.
Okay. Everything you've just said is perfectly right. Yeah? There are about 3 or 4 key things. First of all, as the gentleman just said there, they have a completely different mindset. They think completely differently. 95% is what you would probably call the herd. They've looked at the direction the herd is going in, and they have gone in the opposite direction. Yeah? That's the first thing. Secondly, they know what to do with money, or they know someone that knows what to do with money. They understand how money works. The other key thing is that they have a plan. If you speak to or listen to anyone who's had any kind of success financially, they will all say to you, you need to write your goals down. And you need to read those goals every single day, 2 to 3 times a day. The difference between a millionaire and a millionaire would read their goals about 3 times a day. A billionaire will read their goals up to 7 times a day. Now it sounds so simplistic, almost childlike. But with goals, if they're not written down, the chances of them coming to pass are absolutely minimal. The other thing that the people in the top 5% do, which is absolutely key, which is what the gentleman down there said, is that they have a business. They don't have a 9-to-5 job. Because a 9-to-5 job was never designed to make us financially independent. I'm sure we're all aware that with a business, there are all sorts of tax incentives. Even now, during the current downturn, what is the government really pushing and endorsing? Entrepreneurship. Yeah? When it comes to the job market is shrinking. It's becoming more competitive. It's becoming more challenging. They're encouraging even the youngsters to be more entrepreneurial minded. Yeah? Okay, question. Who do you think is the largest employer for the age 65s and overs in the UK, allegedly? B&Q? Any other offerings? NHS? Any other suggestions? KFC?
No, care stuff.
Oh, care stuff, okay. I've only had one person guess this correctly first time round, and do you know why? Because she's a psychiatric nurse. And being a psychiatric nurse, she's extremely observant.
The 5%.
No. It's a company.
Okay.
She has young children, and what do young children like? On the high street.
McDonald's.
That's it. Yeah. No? Don't look at the people on the till. They're always going to put the young bright thing on the till. But being a psychiatric nurse, she's extremely observant for obvious reasons. And she noticed on more than one occasion the person in the background cleaning. Maybe hosting children's parties, I don't know, but they're in the background, in the back. And she answered the question immediately, it's McDonald's. Now, most of us, especially if we were born in this country, started our working life perhaps in McDonald's, yeah, as a part-time job. Yeah? I did. Yeah. I was 17 years old, I did 2 evenings a week in McDonald's on Wembley High Street. Now it fills me with horror to think that I could end up like in McDonald's. Yeah? So this slide really caused me to really think. Even though I wasn't in a bad financial situation, that wasn't the point. Yeah? I had to make sure I did something to find myself in the top 5%. Because that will happen by default if you do nothing. So, traditional financial institutions, their only interest is to push their products. You go to a bank and you ask them for a mortgage, that bank is simply going to show you their products in that area. Yeah? They're not interested in looking at your whole life, looking at helping you to become financially independent. As a matter of fact, the last few people that I have met with to put together a financial game plan, where they are right now in their lives and the amount of mortgage they have left to pay is going to be very, very challenging. Yeah? And really, I just see it as total irresponsible of the bank, you see, to not have instructed them to pay differently or to change something to improve their situation. Because you know what, it's not in the interest of the bank to do that. It's not. So, the solution is education. So what we do, we teach people how money works, how to work their money, how to make more money, how to become debt-free. Yeah? So we know that we're empowering people to achieve their goals for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah? What type of things does the plan look at? So here we have a structure like a house, any building. Okay, so what is going to be your most important level? It's going to be a foundation. So if there's a crack running through your foundation, yeah, even in a literal house, how safe are you going to feel in the house? You're not. Yeah, it's going to be risky. So that will always be the first flaw that is addressed and looked at. Once your foundation is set, we're looking at debt management. So we teach a certain technique called debt stacking to accelerate away debts a lot faster. As well, if you have a mortgage, we teach how you can actually pay that mortgage off 5 to 8 years earlier without paying anything extra a month. So there are key strategies that it's not in the